Hey there, I'm Finnegan. Today I wanted to try and do something a little different. I've never really done a real-time video, but I had somebody ask for one, and I really wanted to try it already for a while. So here I am. I'm doing a real-time video drawing this first map for my second map banner page uh, setup sort of thing. It seems pretty popular over on TikTok. I'm getting a ton of great support, so thank you all for that. I'm extremely grateful for that, and yeah, I really want to try and do a lot more of these. I'm really enjoying them. I'm super happy with them so far. So sorry if I stutter over my words or trip over them. I never really do commentaries. Um, but I want to do more of them. I've done a couple of them in the past. I've done like one or two. Um, but it's been a while. I've done one, but then it'd be like months, and then I'd try another one and be like, oh, I'm gonna do more. And then it'd be months before I do another one, and this is my third one. So we're back again for the third one, and we'll see how this goes. I hope you really enjoy. Um, as you can see right now, I'm just kind of getting the coast run in. I already drew this, I'd say like a week ago, and yeah, I'm just kind of compiling it all into one video, or at least the first half where I do the coast and then draw the cities and mountains and stuff on this. The trees and stuff will be on the next episode. I want to try and keep them. I want to keep it a long form content, but I don't want it to be a super long, intimidating video. Because altogether it was 33 minutes, which to some people might not be crazy. Uh, but I want to try and keep it more towards half that. If you want them to be 33 minutes or longer, let me know, and I can definitely do that. But for now, we're just gonna try about the 15-ish minute mark. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, right now I am drawing in the islands, drawing in the coast. I think I just finished that. Yeah, so now I'm moving on to the mountains right now. I'm trying to make them pretty much a spine for this is what I'll be doing. Some of them might veer off. I like to do that to add a little bit of variety. This isn't super accurate for how it would be if I did it more close up. It's just kind of getting the idea of where the primary mountain range will be going direction wise. So right now it's just the center of the island is what I typically do. Sometimes I shake it up and do them along the sides of the island, but yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of going along the center. Then I'm trying to add some interest um, to the tectonics. I'm not super familiar. I'm not super familiar with how tectonics work exactly. I've got like a general idea of them. Um, so I'm kind of working very loosely. If you have any tips or tricks for that, definitely let me know. I am always open to suggestions for that. But for now, yeah, it's just kind of winging it, see how it goes. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. Gonna add a little bit of a mountainous area along the coast there. One more here, and I think I'm adding one on. I think I'm gonna add one onto the island to the left. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna do a few hills there. Trying to add a lot of variety in heights as well as shapes because I know I used to just do a basic triangle, which looks great. I like how it looked, but I want to try and add more variety. So you can definitely tell that I put more thought into that nowadays. Um, Now we're gonna go ahead and shade. So we're just gonna do simple hatching for this one. I'm trying to do the hatching for the entirety of this page, so it's all really consistent with the shading and the pen thickness, detail level, hopefully. Um, yeah, I want to do a lot of that. So you can kind of tell in the border I did hatching even. I don't know that it's considered. Is it hatching whenever it's just one direction of lines instead of crossing? 'Cause there's cross hatching. So yeah, I guess this would just be hatching then, because I'm not crossing the lines with other lines. Um, I did on one part on the inside of the lighthouse's roof, but apart from that, I don't think I did any cross hatching anywhere. It looks like it's all just regular hatching. And oh, by the way, that border, I've been getting a lot of people talking about how they really like it. I love doing those. It's so much fun. I am by no means a professional on any of the stuff that I'm doing. It's really just a hobby for me. But if you would like me to, I can try and make a tutorial for how I do it. I'm gonna be making a or short form, faster little guide over on TikTok if you want to check that out. But if you would be interested, I can absolutely do a longer form video here on YouTube. If that's something you'd be interested in, just let me know down in the comments. Uh, yeah. So I'm adding the last bit of shading for the mountains up here. There's not too many, but trying to really keep the lines super consistent. That's I'm trying to improve on. I used to kind of just do a really quick just squiggle on them, and it looked fine. It did. Um, but I just felt like I could do better than how I used to do it. So yeah, I'm always trying to find some way to improve on these, and I'm I'm happy with how I'm getting along so far. I'm gonna add some depth to the coastline. I think this is one of the things that I'm not too sold on that I'm doing nowadays, where I add this little, it's like a cliff around the entirety of the island, because I want some areas to look like they're just kind of smoothly gliding into the ocean rather than a cliff around the entire thing. I feel like that doesn't really make sense. But on the other side, it looks nice. It helps it look more consistent and adds more depth to the island. So I guess I could just kind of um, leave some parts not hatched on the underside of the coast to give the look of a beach. But I didn't do that on this one. On this one, I did shade all the way around on the underside. So wherever it could go straight down is where I put some hatching. And yeah, I think it really helps with making it look more consistent. You can definitely see on some of these parts, like in below that first mountain range, the first mountain of that range, it's very minimal, the hatching underneath that. So I guess that could be a beach over there. Or maybe all the beaches are just on the upper side. We'll pretend they're all up there, where the shading isn't at because it's the upper half, or I guess upper face of the continent or island, if that makes sense. Sorry if I'm clearing my throat a lot throughout this video. I'm dealing with a lot of allergies. Just got back from a trip, which is where I actually recorded this at. That's why it's not in my usual setup with the purple mouse pad and all that. Yeah, I was out doing a lot of hiking out in Wyoming. It was a super fun trip to take. We were going to Yellowstone, Grand Tetons. We were visiting the Shining Hotel, which wasn't the real Shining Hotel, like it was, but it wasn't the one from the popular movie. It was the one that inspired and created the story for it. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I just got back and I've just been relaxing. It's been super nice. Um, yeah, this is the island done for the base of the island. Now we're gonna move on to adding the cities and stuff, I think, in a few seconds. Yep, that little cut right there. And now I'm gonna start adding the buildings. For these, I'm just adding little, it's like a little skewed rectangle kind of with an extra line off of it. Um, little zigzag, then connect it into a rectangle. Then I just add a simple set of 3 lines from the corners to make the walls of it. This is very simple. I just repeat this process over and over. But I feel like it's very effective. So this is how I do it for now until I find a better way to do it. So if you enjoy this, I guess I don't really need to do a tutorial on this. You can see how I'm doing it. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think of this map so far with how I'm doing this. And if you do you want me to do these more commentary focused videos, or would you want them with just music? Or maybe a mix of both, where I talk and then whenever there's nothing to say, I just kind of fade into music. I think that would probably be what I end up doing at some point, anyways. Um, Doing a lot of ums and ands, a lot of filler words. You can tell I'm not used to this. And oh, there's another one. We're gonna be adding in some towers, I think. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure we did towers on this island. Oh, no, we're doing the little point of interest dot where I put the name of the town in this totally legitimate readable text for sure. If you squint really hard, you can kind of read it. It's gibberish. It's a fake language. It is a language I made up. But for the sake of the world's lore, we can just say it's a language in there. It's a language that we don't know because we aren't a native to this land. But it is definitely, totally, 100% a language that the people in this world can read. Adding another town. I like this technique of just adding the roofs first to kind of figure out where the layers are going to go, and then adding the walls and everything afterwards. I think it really helps uh, make it more, not readable, but just digestible, I guess could be the word. It's easy to kind of figure out where I'm going with all of it when I do the walls first. So yeah, if you are enjoying this, let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. If you have any suggestions, maybe if any of you know what I could probably improve on, I would love to hear that. I'm always looking for ways to make these more entertaining for you. It's kind of my point of being here. And if you want some faster form content, I am uploading daily every single day on TikTok. I have been for almost a year. Uh, on I don't know what day it is exactly, but one of the days in October is my first year anniversary of daily uploads. And pretty much just of being on TikTok because my account had existed for a couple years before I started uploading daily, but it was just two videos. I made the account and drew a map or two. No, it was I made the account and drew some mountains for a tutorial and then a lake or a pond for a tutorial, and then I quit for 2 years. That didn't last very long. But yeah, then I out of nowhere, just for some reason, decided I really want to draw again. I really wanted to draw again, and I feel like making videos and posting them to you guys, it really helps me kind of stay motivated. It kind of holds me to do it. And that's something I definitely enjoy about this. Is it gives me kind of like a reason to want to do this because people are enjoying my videos, so I will keep making them because I enjoy making them. And I love hearing your feedback on them. I love engaging with you guys and hearing about your little projects you're working on as well. Um, I'm working on these little maps every day, and it's always fun to interact and kind of hear what you're working on at the same time. So, if you want to share your projects, I have a Discord. It's not public right now. I'm still kind of working on getting it situated, but I would love to get that set up. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Have a place to kind of congregate, share our projects we're working on, what we're doing at the moment. I think that'd be fun. Talk to you guys, just engage more, you know, have a way to kind of centralize the community. That's kind of what my main goal is to kind of build a community around this. I noticed whenever I was starting this, there are a lot of people that make maps, but I just feel like a lot of them, I don't know, a lot of them I noticed kind of not they didn't stop doing it, but I feel like there just wasn't enough content for what I wanted to watch. Um, so I figured why not just start making my own? You know, I just said I see a gap. I see that there's a space in this little niche, this little map making area, and I want to be part of it. I wanted to be a part of it, and I wanted to make content because if I enjoy something, surely somebody else is gonna enjoy that, you know. Um, and well, you're here, so apparently you might enjoy this. Call me crazy. I think you might enjoy these videos if you're here, especially if you got this far in the video, which, by the way, if you did, thank you so much. Thank you so much for getting this far in the video. I hope you're enjoying and I'm not being too boring with these conversations. I really don't do a lot of commentaries. So I'm just kind of just winging it. I'm just winging it and I'm just talking and talking and talking. Treating it like a phone call. A phone call where I'm the only one talking. But I don't mind. I like talking. As you can tell, I talk a lot. Um, but yeah, I'm almost done with the cities. I think after this one, I think there might be one or two more bundles of buildings. Um, and then I'm gonna do the nature stuff, all the forest and stuff. I don't actually know if I did rivers on this yet. I don't believe I did rivers. So that might be something I do whenever uh, if I eventually do a zoomed in version of this. But yeah. So these are the houses for this little upper right area. I don't really have too much lore in mind whenever I do these. I just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just do what I think looks neat. I don't really have a lore in mind whenever I'm doing these. Um, I just see a gap somewhere that I think, hey, that could be a cool spot for a town or a city or a farm or maybe just a tower. And so I put it there. So if you have any lore suggestions, any ideas for what we could do here, definitely, please, definitely let me know. I would love to hear. I am horrible at coming up with lore. I'm horrible at coming up with names as well for these things. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, absolutely let me know. Um, I think we still got a little bit so I can keep talking. As for the world we're in, it's definitely a work in progress. I have some ideas. I can share at a later date, maybe in the next video. I'm not sure. Um, but I have. Oh, and sorry. These aren't at the moment. These aren't connected with a larger world project. I am in the background, off camera, working on kind of every now and then working on a world building project that I've been enjoying. These are not part of that, at least not right now. I don't know. I might incorporate them later if I decide to, but at the current moment, these are all separate. Um, but usually, whenever I'm doing these, I like to imagine the world itself is just magical, in the sense that there is whatever you imagine. There could be humans, there could be wizards, there could be elves and mermaids and orcs and bull people. I don't know, something bird people maybe. Um, Or maybe there's no people in general. Maybe it's just a bunch of talking animals. Maybe it's just I don't know, an animal world. Very creative, as you can tell. Um, yeah. So I'm just kind of winging it, like I said a few times. Sorry if I repeat myself. And we're seeing where it goes from there. Gonna throw in some more towers on these mountains. This is something I did in the last banner map page. This is the second one I'm working on. I have another one that I posted on TikTok. It is complete. I'll most likely be ended up, or I'll most likely end up composing those into a similar format as this. Um, but yeah, so I have a few more or a few more buildings. I think this might be one of the last buildings. Let's see if I put the cap on my pen. I don't want to start saying something and then have to cut myself off. So let's see. Is this the last building? I'm going to place a name right there. Its name is something, something, something. Is that the cap? I think that's the cap. That's it. All right. Enjoy. Bye.